In the previous videos, we focused on understanding TAUC and working with individual customer networks. In this video, we'll shift perspective and look at how TAUC is used to manage many networks and devices at scale. Let's start with speed test server setup. Speed tests are used in TAUC to measure performance from customer networks, both from diagnostics and monitoring. To configure speed test servers, open System Settings using the gear icon on the left. Then go to Profile Management and click Add to create a speed test profile. Name the profile, choose the test method, and specify the speed test settings using the available fields. Tier 143 is recommended to start with, as other methods require more recent firmware in the deployed devices. Specify the servers and applicable settings. The service should preferably be hosted within your own network and under your control. Save the profile. Next, go to the General tab. In the Remote Test Server section, select the desired approach and enable the server by selecting Go to Configure. Here, set the schedule as needed. Note that some settings, such as advanced scheduling, are not supported on all devices, and unsupported devices will run tests between midnight and 1 AM each day. Apply the configuration to active networks. These settings will also be applied automatically to new networks added to your TAUC. Scroll down to review the status. Multiple speed test servers can be configured, but only one is used for scheduled speed tests. Next, let's look at batch managing devices and networks. Open a network list to manage networks in bulk using the batch management option. From here, you can import, update, or delete networks in batches. All batch operations follow similar workflow. Select the desired function, in this case, importing networks. Choose the information to apply and download the template. In the template, first in the Instructions tab, then add the required network information. Including device identifiers such as serial numbers and MAC addresses, along with any other applicable fields or pre-configurations. When the file is ready, upload it using the selected batch function. After the upload, a batch status report is generated, which can be downloaded if any errors are reported. To export networks, either select the networks you want, either by individual networks, or filter networks on status, etc., or export all networks. Click Export, choose the content to include, and download the file. You can then edit the exported file and, for example, use it to update some or all networks with some parameters by using the Update Network function. You can also import and export assets from the assets list to keep your inventory up to date. The procedure is very similar to batch management of networks. Now, let's look at network and device lifecycle management. Networks and devices move through different lifecycle states in TAUC, from onboarding and active use to decommissioning. We've already shown how to add networks manually and using batch management. Now let's look at how networks are disabled and removed from TAUC. If a network needs to be temporarily disabled so the customer cannot use it, for example due to unpaid services, you can use the block NAT function. Block NAT is available from the network list under the Action column. After the confirmation, the network status changed to NAT blocked. and the customer will no longer have internet access. To re-enable the network, remove the block using unblock NAT. When a network is no longer in use or no longer needs to be managed in TAUC, it can be deleted. Devices belonging to the network must also be removed to avoid staying in the TAUC environment. Devices are moved from assets management and placed in the recycle bin, where they remain for 30 days unless permanently deleted. Networks and devices can also be removed in bulk as previously described using batch management. Let's move on to task management. Tasks are used to apply actions across many devices or networks in a controlled and repeatable way. Click Tasks to enter the Task section of TAUC. The task overview shows scheduled, running and completed tasks, along with their current status. To create a new task, click Add. Select the target device models and applicable conditions. Select the type of task you want to create, such as firmware upgrade or parameter update. For this example, choose TP-Link Cloud Upgrade, which uses the most recent standard firmware version provided through the TP-Link Cloud. For customized or test versions, use external URL upgrade, which requires the firmware URL to be added in advance. Configure the task schedule using the available options. Some tasks require an end date. You can also configure additional options, such as applying the task to newly deployed devices when they come online. If a task should remain active over time, set the end date far in the future and revisit the task before it expires. When the configuration is complete, click Save and Execute. The task then appears in the task list, where progress and results can be monitored. To use external URL upgrade, the firmware URL must be first added in TAUC. Open System Settings, then go to Profile Management and select URL link. Click Add, enter the applicable information, including the firmware URL, and save the entry. Once saved, the firmware becomes available for selection when creating firmware upgrades tasks. In this video, we looked at how TAUC is used to operate networks at scale. We covered speed test server setup, batch management of networks and devices, lifecycle management and task management. These tools allows you to manage large environments efficiently using centralized configuration and automation within TAUC.